Hey everyone, welcome to new video. Today we are going to set up virtual machine on Microsoft Azure Cloud using the student free tier, which means you can do this completely free without a credit card. Virtual machines are the uh, computers or the servers that allows us to run application, host websites, or even practice system administration in the cloud. And with Azure Student Free offer, we get $100 worth free credits and to explore the cloud computing. And it's the very great service provided by the Azure to the students to explore the cloud computing and host their applications for free. So let's get started. For creating the virtual machines on Azure, we need to first of all set up the account, a student account on the Azure. So we must have the college or university email, valid email account. That means the TLD, top level domain of your email should be of your college, like .edu.np, college name .edu.np, in that format. And using that, you can create first of all the Microsoft account and then sign up for the Azure for students from this link. I will provide this link below in the description. So you can just click start for free and create the account, and Azure will verify your student status, and this may require an email configuration and additional verification may be required. And once verified, then you will receive $100 worth of credits and access to the free tier services provided by the Azure. I have already an account on the Azure Cloud, so I won't create an account right now. You can do this in 2 3 very easy steps. You don't need any credit card or anything for to sign up. Just it's an easy 2 3 step procedure. And then we need to log into the portal.azure.com, and if you have already an account, you can just directly sign in or click on the sign in. After that, you will be redirected to such kind of the interface. Okay, and there are a lot of services provided by the Azure, like the virtual machine subscriptions, virtual networks, Azure AI services, Kubernetes, database, SQL database services, and many more. And if you want to access more services, you can directly check over the sidebar, and you can see there are a lot of services provided by the Azure. This is for free to the students account. Okay, so today's our video's goal is to concerned about the virtual machines. So we won't deal with the other services at all. We will create a virtual machine and access to that one. So to create a virtual machine, that is a VM, just over here to the Azure services, or you can, if that option is not available, you can simply search virtual machine and click. I have already one virtual machine running that. Okay, but I will create a new one to demonstrate from the scratch, and I'll just go with the Azure virtual machine. And we need to configure some basic settings. Uh, Most of the time, I will go with the standard settings provided by the Azure by default, but I will do some tweaks on some fields that are necessary for our setup or as per my requirement. Okay, so in the basics, I will keep the virtual machine name, that is YT video purpose, and there is a reason, and it's an important option to select. If you are from the any other countries, then you need to select the area near to your zone. And for me, from the Nepal, I think the central India, Asia Pacific would be the nearest one. I'm going with the Asia Pacific Central India. Okay, you can choose any of one which will be nearest from your location. And similarly, an availability zone, these things we don't need to change at all. VM architecture, that's it. And one thing, And there is a security type and an image. These two are the important things. First of all, in the security, I won't go with the this one because I want to keep my costs less. So I will go with the standard, that is a basic level of security, because most of the time we use this for the testing purpose only, not for the production environment, right? So if it's for the only testing purpose and you are staging or the dev server, you don't need to go with the extra level of the security. You can just select standard security. And what is the image? Image is basically a operating system. Which operating system you want to use in your virtual machine? It's a virtual machine is like a personal computer, right? So we need an operating system to operate that. For that, I will go with the Ubuntu for now. Ubuntu server, this 122 version, latest one, and it's 64 Gen 2. You can choose any of them like Red Hat or Debian or the Windows server itself as well, which you are familiar with. But I will go with the Ubuntu server because it is mostly preferable for uh, various kinds of the setups, and this video is mainly focused for the Ubuntu, and upcoming videos will be based on the Ubuntu server. So I will stick with that. Okay. And size should be, let us keep this standard. We don't need to change anything. And there is an authentication type. So we have created a virtual environment. Then after that, we need to access that, right? So to use the virtual environment or that virtual machine, we need to access that from our local computer or any of the CLI. So there needs an authentication mechanism to access that. So there are two kinds of the authentication mechanism provided. That is a password or SSH authentication. That is a secure shell. I will go with the SSH public key because it's more secure and more preferred way of doing that. And password, in password, what happens is whenever you want to enter into your virtual machine, you need to enter your password every time you access your virtual machine. But with the SSH public key, we don't need to do that. On a single click tab, we can access our virtual machines, and it's more secure as well. So I will stick with the SSH public key. And username, you can choose any. I will go with the alien. That's my username. And all right, there is a red. What? Okay. And this is a key pair name. You can name it anything. I will go with the standard one, default. Now let me go to the disks, and here just change this premium SSD to the standard SSD because we don't need a premium SSD. I don't think so because we are using it for the testing environment, and just choosing the SSD will decrease my cost of the server. So I will just stick with the standard SSD for now. All right, now let's create, review and create. Now our virtual machine is get under setup. We need to verify something before that. Uh, our informations are correct or not. Let me verify. And we don't need to do this actually because we are going with the standard way of creating the virtual machine. If you need any custom changes to your virtual machine, you can do that. But for our testing and the development purposes or day-to-day purposes, I don't think we need any of the configuration to be changed. We can do those changes later on if we need. We don't need to create from the scratch. We can do at any time we need. Okay. So now let me create this. Okay, there is a generated new pair key. We need to download this right into our PC because next time whenever we want to access our virtual machine, we need a public key to access that, right? So Azure don't store our private key and public key. That is a SSH key pair. We need this to access our virtual machine later on. So just download it. I think it's done. Now return to the create procedure, and it will take 1 to 2 minutes to create our virtual machine. That is deployment is in progress. All right, let it happen. Till then, let me go to the dashboard and virtual machines. Where is our new one? Let me refresh it. Okay, there is it, and it is under process. My the initial one, that virtual machine I have created before is already in a running state, but the current one I have created is under the creation process. So let it happen. It will take 1 to 2 minutes at max, I hope. So till then, let me explain you what are the virtual machines. So virtual machine is like kind of our personal computer. We can do anything, but that is hosted on a server. That is a part of chunk of a server. We can access it through our PC globally, and that will be up. That means that will be booted up or in a running state 24 by 7, so that we can host our websites, we can host our applications on that server, and make them publicly available all the time, right? So for such operations of the hosting websites, which we are mostly familiar with, we use the virtual machines to host. That can be a React application, that can be a Python application, that can be a .NET application. Anything we can host on the virtual machines using the different web servers like Nginx and Apache. I think it should be running now. Yeah, it is running. Now we need to access our virtual machine, right? So there are multiple ways of accessing the virtual machine. First of all, whenever I click on this, I can diagnose my virtual machine from here. There are a lot of options we can check. For now I need to connect. So connect. There is a SSS using Azure CLI, that is Azure command line interface. We can access that, but I'm not gonna do this because every time I need to get into my virtual machine, I have to log into the Microsoft Azure Cloud and click over the virtual machine, and then I can access my virtual machine, right? So that is a bit lengthy procedure. What if I can access directly through my local computer, directly to the my VM? We can do that. It's a very simple way of doing that. Public key and private SSH key pair we have downloaded, we will use that to access through our local computer. We can use command line interface or PowerShell or anything, but I will tell you about one client application, that is a Bitvise. This is a Bitvise SSH client. We can use this one to access our server directly. Okay. It provides SFTP, that means file access as well. We can visually access the files as well. So this is one of the simple program that will help us to access our virtual machine. Just copy the public IP address of our VM. That is, public IP address is an IP address provided to the VM that will be used to access the VMs from worldwide. Okay, we will use that to access our VM, and port should be a 22, and username that we have kept alien. And let's log in. But for that, accept and save. Now see, there is SSH connection has been terminated because we didn't provided the public key, right? So we need to provide the public key. Just click over client key manager and import, and there is our public key. Let's open it, and we don't need to do anything, just import and close. Now let me log in. Okay, it's done. Now we can access to our virtual machine directly from here. This is our VM created successfully. This is our latest Ubuntu VM. Now we can perform here anything we want. Like let me just do sudo apt get update. Okay, and it's a totally command line interface. We can't use GUI for now because it's a server operating system. And this bitwise also helps us to access using the new SFTP window. Directly from here we can access using this. Okay, now that's it. Now we can do here any strips we want, like let me do sudo I and go to, let me create one folder, that is this one. Okay, it's right here. So we can perform anything in our virtual machines, like hosting our applications and a lot of stuff. We will do those things in our upcoming videos, but for this video, I will just close it here. So in this way, we can access our virtual machine through local and create the virtual machine in the Azure cloud using the free tier, right? So that's it, guys, and you have now successfully fully functional virtual machine running in Azure's cloud. You can use this to set up web servers, host applications, or practice cloud computing. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And if there is any question, please do write in the comment section. I will try to reply all. Thank you. Till then, stay safe. Bye bye.